Welcome back to the channel. If you're new, I'm a full-time doctor who also enjoys playing video games. If you're into that sort of thing, why not check out some of my videos, consider dropping a like, and if you're really ambitious, why not subscribe? So in this video, I want to talk about Mario, which is actually the first video game that I ever played and which started my entire journey into video gaming. So let's talk about where gaming began for me, and that is going to be this trilogy right here. So my first ever video game was the original Mario Brothers for the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that really changed the entire landscape of gaming. Such a simple concept, no need for a tutorial, awesome characters, a very simple premise of just clearing stages, good power-ups, and a whole bunch of secrets was really all anybody needed at that time to really get this franchise kickstarted and have it prevalent almost 35 years later. It's kind of mind-blowing to believe that the amount of time that I spent playing the original Mario Brothers, I would still be playing Super Mario now, almost 32 years later. But this was the game that kind of started it all. My mother used to work full time. I used to stay home with my grandparents. My grandmother actually used to play Mario Brothers, and she was actually the first one in the family to actually complete this video game. And if you've played Mario Brothers before, you know the Bowser isn't the real challenge. It's really those Hammer Brothers right at the end. And my grandma was able to get through it. Me being, 3, 4 years old, it was quite tough for me, but I really enjoyed that game. Now next to it, we have its sequel, Super Mario Bros. 2. And it actually was shocking how different this game was. I didn't play it when it came out, but I did play it when it was re-released for the Game Boy Advance. I believe it was Super Mario Advance 1. That was a remake or remaster of this particular game. It's a fun game, worth a shot, but honestly so different than the original Super Mario Brothers. I wish I was there to kind of see people's reaction to the sequel, because at that time we had nothing but the original Mario Brothers, and this game was such a departure. Then we have, which is considered by most, one of the best games in the series, and this is Super Mario Bros. 3. This game took everything that Super Mario Bros. 1 did and just took it to a whole different level. Power-ups were better, there was an open world now, or an overworld now, I should say, and it was overall, it felt more like an adventure. The first game, you felt like you were just clearing stages and collecting things, and it was a lot of fun. This game took it and made Super Mario feel like an adventure. And for most people, this is considered one of the best games. And honestly, I also think it's one of the best Mario games. I still have a special spot for the original Mario Brothers, but definitely nothing can be taken away from Super Mario Bros. 3. So from there, we had the release of Nintendo's new console and a jump from the 8-bit generation to the 16-bit generation. And with that jump came Mario, and we stepped up to Super Mario World. Now, it's hard to describe exactly that feeling that you got the first time you laid eyes on Super Mario World. Essentially, the colors were just so much more vibrant. The world was just expanded and became so vast. We got introduced to things like Yoshi, and this game is near perfection. This game took the formula that was established on the 8-bit consoles with Super Mario Bros. 1 and Super Mario Bros. 3, and it literally just took everything and took it to a whole different degree. Super Mario World, it was a pack-in with the original systems of the Super Nintendo, and that was the first time I was able to play it. I went to somebody's house, played Super Mario World, and it literally changed the landscape of gaming after that. Super Mario always kind of ushered in the new consoles and basically became a household name and synonymous with video gaming, especially with Super Mario World. Now, shortly thereafter, we had one of the first remake or remasters, which is the Super Mario All-Stars collection. Now, this is a fantastic collection because essentially what it did is it took the graphics of the original Mario games and it upscaled them to 16-bit graphics. And this was honestly one of the first times that I've ever even seen the concept of a remaster. And it included the original Mario 1, 2, 3, as well as some lost levels. They did also release a bundle which included Super Mario World. And I mean, for being a young kid, you're not really buying video games all that often. Video games are pretty expensive. Mario All-Stars was such a great all-in-one package, and it was fantastic that Nintendo even had the foresight to come up with an idea like that, which is something that they still do till this day, not only Nintendo but other companies as well. Now, also with the Super Nintendo, we got introduced to some of the spin offs of the Mario franchise. There's been a lot of great ones. The Mario RPG series pretty much started on Super Nintendo, and then we had this game here, Super Mario Kart. Now, Mario Kart is one of the best selling games on Nintendo platforms year after year, and it's such a fantastic franchise, and it all started right here with the Super Mario Kart. Now, this game, I never actually played it originally when it first came out, but I did spend a lot of time playing it when it was re-released as part of the Nintendo Classic series. And this game, it's tough to play nowadays, but this basically laid the foundation and planted the seed for all the Mario Karts. So after that, we got one of my most favorite, and if not, I think this actually might be my favorite Super Mario game to date. We got the release of the Nintendo 64, and with that, we got Super Mario 64. Now, this was the first time we had seen 3D gaming in general. We had never seen platforming done in 3 dimensions before. And of course, Nintendo was the pioneer and the innovator to begin 2D platforming, and Nintendo continued the trend with taking Mario into the 3rd dimension. Now, this game was so unique with its secrets, the countless levels, the whole concept of collecting stars, 120 stars. You started off in another hub world area, which was Peach's Castle, and from there you progressed into different paintings, which took you to different worlds and levels. Each level contained multiple stars with multiple objectives. It was almost like an open world Mario game, and it was the first time we'd ever seen anything like it. This game literally set the blueprint for all the future 3D platforming games, not just the Mario games. And this truly is one of my most favorite Mario games. I still don't think Nintendo has created any sequel that really matches to Super Mario 64. Now, the Nintendo 64 was more than just a gaming console. It really was a party machine, and the amount of hours that I spent with my friends playing all different types of video games on the Nintendo 64 is truly mind-boggling. And Mario was there for the trend. And I remember on the Super Nintendo, Mario had been introduced into a kart racing game, Super Mario Kart. Well, we got the sequel on the Nintendo 64, which is Mario Kart 64, one of the best multiplayer games, I think, in my opinion. We also got Mario getting involved in the fighting scene with Super Smash Bros., which is another series that's still ongoing till this day, and it's had its original release on the Nintendo 64. We also had things like Mario Tennis, we had things like Mario Party. Nintendo 64 really took Mario out of just the platforming scene and made Mario into various different genres, and actually really helped perpetuate this franchise moving forward. Now, up until this point, my loyalty for Nintendo was very strong, and it was in this generation with the Nintendo GameCube that I felt like my loyalty was beginning to be tested. This time we had the release of a brand new console, but we did not have a Mario game available at launch. We eventually did get a Mario game, that was Super Mario Sunshine, and this is when I felt like Nintendo started experimenting a little too much with the Mario formula. This time we had a backpack, you shot water, you cleaned up, different like paint or stains. I tried my best to get into this game, but I never actually completed it. I never actually, really enjoyed the game very much. I felt like, I was so excited for a proper sequel to Super Mario 64, and this is what Nintendo's answer was, and I just feel like it didn't live up to the hype. GameCube also had a lot of other sequels to a lot of some of the great games that we saw on the Nintendo 64. We had the follow-up with Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, and this is regarded as one of the best Paper Mario games in the entire series. We ended up getting the sequel to Super Smash Bros. With Super Smash Bros. Melee, which apparently is like the most competitive Super Smash Bros. And it's such a fantastic game. I mean, these sequels are very good sequels, but it was at this point where some of the Nintendo magic, at least for me personally, started to dwindle. We ended up getting, another Mario Party. We ended up getting a very fantastic Mario Tennis game. We got games like Mario Strikers. So a lot of great games did come out for the GameCube, but it was at this point where my enjoyment with the Mario franchise began to dwindle just a little bit. And then we reached a very interesting point in gaming. We had the release of the Nintendo Wii, and video games kind of made it to the mainstream market, where we had people who were not familiar with video games now all of a sudden interested in playing video games. This is also when my life started to become a little bit more busy. I was getting to the point where I was volunteering in the hospital. I was getting prepared to eventually, begin a career in medicine. I started having less and less free time. And honestly, I didn't like the motion controls that were associated with the Nintendo Wii. So games like Mario Galaxy, I messed around with, but I never really played it much. The sequel, Mario Galaxy 2, I remember buying it for my younger siblings as a birthday present and playing it with them here and there, but I never really took it seriously. I honestly stopped playing Nintendo games much when it came to the Wii, only because I was so turned off by the motion controls. Still, people regard Mario Galaxy as one of the best games. I have still yet to really properly play it. I am interested in playing it and kind of checking it out, but games like Mario Galaxy 2, we had the sequel, Super Paper Mario. These were some of the bigger games that I do own for the Wii system, but to be honest, I didn't really get too much into them. So sad to say that the Wii U was actually a continuation of the Wii for me, at least. I became even more busy. I was in medical school at this point, studying, volunteering at the hospital, doing a lot of things to prepare for my career in medicine. At the same time, I still, whenever I had free time, I did enjoy gaming. I spent a lot of time playing Mario 3D Worlds, which was the only real major Mario release that came out for the Wii U. It was a good regression back to some of the classic Mario elements, and I did definitely appreciate that. Paper Mario Color Splash, I played it for a little bit, but honestly, it was quite a bit of a disappointment. The one thing on the Wii U that actually had me excited for Mario once again was the release of Super Mario Maker. I really enjoyed the fact that it was pulling on a lot of nostalgia from some of the older games, and that was probably the only reason why I had gotten really excited about it. I didn't end up putting too much time into it, again, because I had limited time, but Mario Maker definitely is a decent game to check out. I know they have a sequel now, and that was one of the games that I did spend a lot of time playing on my Wii U. And now we make our way to the current console, the Nintendo Switch, and this is where I really feel like Mario really began to make a comeback. One of my favorite games for the Nintendo Switch is actually the Super Mario 3D All-Stars Collection, which was just released for the anniversary of Mario. That game is actually going to be discontinued by the end of this month, so by the time I'm filming this video, you can still pick up this game digitally and physically, but I think at the end of this month, they're going to discontinue this game. This game essentially is ports, not remasters, of Super Mario 64, Mario Sunshine, and Mario Galaxy all in one bundle, playing via HDMI, great HD graphics, and finally gives everyone an opportunity to actually play these games. So this game I'm genuinely really enjoying. I'm playing Super Mario 64 right now, which is, like I mentioned before, my favorite Mario game. I do plan on playing a little bit of Sunshine and definitely giving a shot to Galaxy without having to hook up a Wii and play with the Nintendo Switch instead. Other really fantastic games also came out for the Switch. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, like the name implies, this is the Ultimate Edition. It is a culmination of the Super Smash Bros. Franchise. So many characters, such tight gameplay. It really is the ultimate version of Smash Bros. And it's very enjoyable. We had Paper Mario Origami King, something that I'm kind of playing through right now, and so far enjoying my time with it. The mechanics are a little different compared to the other Paper Mario games, but I appreciate the effort and I enjoy it. Now, one game that you might be surprised that I'm leaving out, and I actually don't own at the moment, is Super Mario Odyssey. I bought it when it came out, I beat it, and then I sold it. Actually, I feel like Super Mario Odyssey is an overrated game. To be honest, it was a very unique concept, but I really was hoping that it was going to be more like Super Mario 64. The controls are tight, the kingdoms are nice, but there's so many of these power moons which are equivalent to the stars from Super Mario 64. I believe there's something like 900 and or so. And essentially what that did for me is that made each of those moons less valuable. In Super Mario 64, when you got a star, like, it meant something. You felt like you accomplished something. With Mario Odyssey, the moons are just so readily available. It took the challenge of collecting moons out. Instead, it just filled it up with quantity with 900 moons. I liked it's so much better when it was 120 stars and each star actually meant something. So Super Mario Odyssey, I mean, I'm planning on possibly picking it up once more and giving it another shot. I was playing it during my time in residency. It was a busy time. I kind of rushed my way through it, and maybe that's why I didn't really enjoy it. So I'm planning on picking it up. We'll see. I might revisit it, and if I change my thoughts, I'll let you know. But with that being said, I'm actually kind of surprised with the amount of Mario games that I've actually owned right now as I'm looking at them. But that was basically my thoughts on the Mario franchise, just going over my experiences with some of the games and looking at some of the games that I own. Let me know what you think about Super Mario. Are you a fan? What is your favorite Mario game? Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave me a comment down below, and until next time.